Hey guys, there are three battles going on in the markets, and these battles really matter whether you're an investor or a trader or both, because who wins them and who is winning them really matters to the direction and growth of your money. So let's jump into it and let's look at what these three battles are and how they impact you. Hey everyone, RC Peck here. There are three things I want to talk to you about. I want to talk about growth versus value. I want to talk about US versus international, and I want to talk about gold versus Bitcoin. Now, this is why it matters to you whether you will ever buy gold or Bitcoin or you care about value or growth or international or domestic. It matters because you have to understand to be a better investor, you have to understand price, you have to understand strength, and you have to understand what the signal is. So I want to jump into those and look at them and really see. Let me come over to okay, there we go. I want to come over and look at the price charts with you to really understand what's going on. So the first thing I want to do, let's jump over here, is we're going to look at small cap. This one right here on the screen, if you look at this is small cap value. Okay. And I want to divide small cap value by large cap value. So what's important is we're looking at a couple things here. We're looking at small to small, right? So here's small cap value against small cap growth. I misspoke at the beginning, but it's small and small, one's value, one's growth. And if the line's going higher, that means value is outperforming growth. Now this matters because this has not happened for some time. Value has not been outperforming growth for like ever. Probably about 10 years, probably the 2009 bottom. Growth has really outshined value. And everyone who got into the value business has really, really been in pain the last 10 or 11 years. But that's all changed. And in fact, it changed last year. If you look at the screen here, if you look at the price chart, you can see it kind of went back and forth. There was this tug of war back and forth, who is going to be stronger. And this is a relative price chart. So if the line is going higher, that means small cap value is outperforming small cap growth. And you can see it finally, it really bottomed down here, but then it absolutely broke out to the upside. And really in kind of the beginning of 2021, it did that. And so what we have is small cap value outperforming small cap growth. Now, let's look at large cap value divided by large cap growth, just to see how it's doing in another sized stock. So here we have S&P value divided by S&P growth. Same thing's happening. If the line is going higher, which it has been going higher since September of last year, there's a little bit of a consolidation going on here. But what we see is large cap value also outperforming large cap growth. Now, this is important because one of the things you want to do to be a better investor is to really understand where the strength is and understand when it changes, like when the strength gets handed over from growth to value. And so that's what we're seeing here. Something fun. Let's just go look at large cap value divided by small cap value. Okay, so look at this chart. So let me just tell you what this is showing you. This is showing you large cap values. So these are the biggest companies in the US value. So these are the value big stocks. And it's being divided by the small cap value. So I think this is kind of interesting because there's a battle going on between large value and small value. Now, going into after the COVID, this was the COVID crash right here. It really happened here, but you can see a bottoming happened here. So what's interesting is between the two blue lines, small cap value was outperforming. Kind of interesting. And now there's kind of a battle going on between, well, is large cap value going to take over again or not? And that's happening right now. And there's going to be a pretty strong signal coming to see whether you should be in small value or large value. Hasn't happened yet, but it'll be interesting to see when it does happen. And that's also understanding where the signals are and one strength gets fully handed over to the other one. But right now, guys, the big takeaway for number one is value is outperforming growth. And there's a little bit of consolidation going on, but it is still happening. And the second half of 2021, I believe, is going to be more value outperforming growth, which is funny because eventually Right? Because you think about this, isn't value like value growth? How can value outperform growth? But that's exactly what's happening. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is just US. So here's the US as measured by the S&P 500, and I'm going to divide this by international or all world ex US. So all world ex US. So here what you have is a relative price chart, and you can kind of see a sideways choppiness. And the sideways choppiness has been going on for about 15 months. So if that line is going higher, which it really stopped going higher right about there, but if the line is going higher, that means US stocks are outperforming the rest of the world. But what's actually been happening over the last 14 months, we could probably go back a little bit more, call it 15 months, is there's a back and forth going on. There's a battle or a tug of war going on between US stocks and international, meaning which ones are stronger now. Now, international are not yet stronger, and I'm going to show you this, it's the flip of it. So that means if this line is going higher, that means international is outperforming US domestic. And so there's definitely a bottoming. We don't know yet if it's bottomed, but what's interesting about this, if this does happen, and it hasn't happened yet, unlike value and growth, it has not happened yet, but there's this battle going on. And this battle does matter because US investors are so, actually not just US investors, all investors are so underexposed to international stocks. So if this does actually break out, if this black line does break out above the top blue line, that means there's going to be a lot of money flowing in finally to international. Again, understanding price, understanding strength, and understanding the signal. Those are the three things every investor must know to be a better investor. Okay, and then the last one I want to show you, because I said there were three, the last one I want to show you is gold versus Bitcoin. Now, what's interesting about this is Bitcoin is now weakening to gold. Or I can say it differently. Gold is now strengthening to Bitcoin. Now, I look at gold and I look at Bitcoin almost as the same thing. It's an alternative currency, or it's an alternative category to put your money, right? It's an alternative slice. Gold's obviously been around for a gazillion years, probably about 5,000 years. Don't know when we first discovered the value of gold, but let's just call it 5,000 years ago. Bitcoin's been around 10 or 11 years. So Bitcoin is now weakening. If you see the line going up, if you look at the screen and you see the line going up, that means gold is strengthening. And there's this huge just kind of bottoming that happened right down here. If you notice that, that's a bottoming process. And the line broke up and out. And it looks like the line's going to continue. There's a little bit of a consolidation right here, and it looks like it's going to continue higher. That means gold is strengthening relative to Bitcoin. Now, it can happen either way. Gold strengthening faster, or gold prices are going up faster than Bitcoin prices, or gold is going up and Bitcoin isn't, or gold is going up and Bitcoin's going down. But these are relative price charts, and it's really showing the arm wrestling or the tug of war. Now, why this matters is because gold is still used as a store of value, and people have kind of given up on it. If I want to, let me just show you this price chart of gold here. Gold, and now this is priced in US dollars. Gold above $1,800 is really the go, no go point for gold. Right? Now, this price chart is not up to date relative to everything else because this is an index and the gold index updates 1 day late. But anything above the blue line for gold, you have to either be bullish on gold or neutral, meaning you can't be short, you can't be negative, because that $1,800 price / range is a really go, no go area. In the past, when gold got above 1,800, sellers came in, people supplied the market with all their ounces of gold. And so the longer gold stays above 1,800, the better. So we have these three tug of wars that are going on. And it's important as an investor to understand these because it tells you where the strength is, right? But you also have to understand the signal when to get into that other one. And the three we have is, number one, is value still outperforming growth? And the answer is yes. We looked at small cap value and we looked at large cap value compared to its small cap growth and large cap growth. It's hard for me to keep all those small, value, large. Anyway, value is still outperforming, and I believe it's going to accelerate into the second half of 21. The second one we looked at was US domestic versus international. Right now, we don't have an answer. There's a battle going on. What we do know is US is no longer strengthening against international. It's going back and forth. There will be a breakout eventually. Either the US will finally break out and continue strengthening against international, which means more money will continue to flow into the US, or just the opposite. International will finally take back the reins and break out with strength. And that's going to be a huge move into international. We haven't seen it yet. And then lastly, for kind of an alternative is gold, Bitcoin. They're both alternatives. They're both currencies. Which one? And the answer is right now, gold is strengthening, gold above 1800. But on a relative basis, gold is outperforming Bitcoin. And even if you never touch Bitcoin or never touch gold, it helps you understand, it helps you practice detachment, which is so important. So that's what I see going on this week, guys. I appreciate you being in my world. If you like these videos, please go ahead and check out our free course. It's called Clarity and Control. And it's one of those things that really starts to help you understand how to get control back over your money, how to get the clarity you've been looking for over your money. Please like the video. Please share it. Leave a comment. Tell me where I'm right. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me what I'm missing. I'm super open to feedback. I want to be better. I want to help you guys be better. So let me know what I'm missing or where I may have it right or wrong. All right, guys, thanks so much. And I'll see you on the next video. All right, bye.